a car which was brought to me initially in February of this year, 09. The guy that owned this car was in a lot of trouble with it. He purchased it from a dealership which was obviously traded in by another buyer for a later model car, but what he wasn't aware of was the guy that owned this black Lexus used to live on the beach, and he obviously kept failing to maintain the washing techniques and the polishing and the waxing and the sealing and whatever, so he just neglected it, let it go, and the salt over time ate into the paint. Now, obviously, this guy must have somehow hid the damage with either fillers when he traded in. The dealership couldn't see it. The customer bought it, couldn't see it. But after the vehicle was purchased, 2-3 washes here and there, the damage started to become evident. Fillers were washing out, and all the salt damage was becoming evident. So I treated this car back in February and managed to get all the damage out of it. Brought it up to a nice glass finish. However, it's back again, and we need to obviously give it a bit of a touch up. He's gotten some minor swirling on it, so it's just basically back to a nice polished wax and a reseal, and get a lot of the swirling and everything out from just bad washing, really. And but this segment is not so much about that. It's more or less about the proper techniques of preparing the car. We've had a fill of the surface, doesn't need clay barring, it's looked after generally pretty well. We've put some paper on the windshield, as you can see, to stop any polish splatter, wax and whatever getting thrown up all over the wipers and staining all the black plastics. I've always said good preparation in the beginning is a good result at the end. And we're just going to basically show the proper techniques of masking up, and that's pretty much it. Masking tape. It's always a good idea to mask up any car you're going to be performing, not just paint correction, but general detailing. It saves the edges from being damaged. If it's your car, you might not give a damn, but when it's a customer's car, I go the extra mile, make sure that the car is genuinely taken care of. That's what my customers pay for, that's the level of service they get. I don't like to complete stuffing a car with either treatments or whatever it may be. If I have to put a compound to it, it has to be masked up and taken care of. I don't like finishing up a car and seeing compound paste and dust in places where it shouldn't be. So instead of wasting a whole hour removing compound dust and polish out edges, which makes the car look really, really bad, I prefer to mask it up and take the tape off at the end and be done with it. It only takes about half an hour to mask the car up, sometimes less depending on how many edges you've got to do. And the beautiful thing about it is when the car's finished, it looks natural. It doesn't look like it's been polished. The car looks like it's just in its natural state of being, with a beautiful glossy shine on it. And nobody's none the wiser that it's had a treatment. It just looks absolutely stunning. So we'll just gently go over the entire car like this. Finish it off. And after that we get on to the mild paint correction procedure which it requires as far as removing damage and putting a nice synthetic coat of Meguiar's Tech Wax with a nice liquid hard coat after that, which will also seal in the wax and give it a little bit more of a glass finish. We'll be back later on anyway when the car's finished.